Hello, this is Ep.3 from our podcast-ish. Think and welcome back to Explore Spirituality Beginner's Guide, and this is part 2. In previous episode, I spoken a lot about the beginning stages and the beginning steps of the journey that you might come across, or I am sure you are going to benefit from that podcast and that episode. But if you didn't watch part 1 before this one, please pause, stop, and go back and watch the part 1. Then it all is going to make sense. And whether you are listening to that on the go, in the car, or maybe on the sofa with your journal, cup of coffee, and a lovely blanket, welcome back. It's absolutely amazing to have you here again. It's actually quite late for me, and I'm just so determined to record this second part tonight. I am sitting here with Fred. Fred is my best friend recently, and Fred, one of my best friends, and Fred is a hot water bottle. So Fred keeps me company. It heats up my low back, helps with healing. Fred can be quite shy, but it likes the attention. So I thought I'm gonna mention Fred before he's gonna give me a row. So yeah, welcome back. Both of us are very happy to be here. And okay, let's have fun, guys, and let's get this show on the road. So the last time we spoken about the beginning stages, the beginning steps on the journey. You know, I've shared with you a lot about my own journey, because we all going through similar stuff, but not the same one. And at the beginning, we might see things in a so different way, and later on we're figuring out, oh shoot, we actually went through the same thing, just it just looked different way. Either or, I've shared a lot about my journey, which is going to be very helpful if you are at the beginning of your own spiritual journey, or you are curious about exploring a little bit more your own spirituality. And the points I wanted to share with you about a little bit more today is, what is it in store for you on this journey, on this spiritual journey? Because it is so easy to just close our eyes, pop in more sugar into our system, go to the old ways, go to the old behaviors, sweep everything that try to pops up our limiting beliefs, our unhappiness, try to sweep it under the carpet and distract ourselves with Netflix or anything else. It's just so easy to do that stuff. And that's why I wanted to share with you, because this journey is not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's extremely rewarding. I absolutely cannot imagine going back to where I come from, and I would like to talk about that with you. And another thing which I believe is very important is to as well share with you what are the things that there will be holding you back, or there will be trying to hold you back, because we all going to be at some point overcoming ourselves, meaning our own old behaviors, our own old stuff. So I wanted to talk about that as well. And if you've done your homework, or if you're right now on the path of doing your homework, your shadow work, your inner work, whichever way you want to call it, you are going to find out on that path. And I touched on it in the previous episode. You need to find out what is your shit, what is your stuff, what is the thing deep inside, what is that darkness, what is that thing that makes you spin in a circle and wants you bite off your own tongue, or just hurt yourself in a emotional way, or in a physical way, in any way, literally and as a metaphor. What are the things, what are your demons, whichever way you want to call it? If you're doing that inner work, you are going to become very, very, very aware of that stuff. What is the thing that makes me unhappy with me? What is the thing that I am running away from and I constantly need that distraction? What is the thing that I'm trying to, shut my eyes on? What is the thing? What is it? And usually that stuff at the very beginning, when we start to look at these things, it seems like, whoa, this is far too scary. I cannot face it. I'm totally terrified. I'm absolutely terrified, shitless. What's gonna happen with me? What's gonna happen? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna fall in. My biggest fears, let me share with you, because I know I've got really good feedback many times, because I don't tell people constantly do this. I'm just sharing my own thing, and you will pick and choose what feels right for you in your heart, not your mind, your head, what it tells you, but what it feels in your heart. So I'm just gonna share with you what it was like for me, figuring that dark stuff out. I was just finding out, very fast on my journey, what were the things that I was tripping against, what am I standing here up against. And I was meditating for a good few years now, and I was always meditating with a guided meditation or with a music, and focusing on a mantra, I am love, or breathing in love, or divine love, and stuff like that. So it was always, this terrifying bit of sitting for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour in silence with just myself. And the thought of it was so scary that I was pushing it away. And I was pushing it away for years. And it came a moment when I was just done. It came a moment that I was just so, I'm talking exactly about that one thought that keeps on coming back. Maybe for you, like back in the day, the thought was for me like, what's wrong with me? And I just kept on shoveling that, on the side, away, and just kept on coming back, like, here and there, just unconsciously pops up and sneaks through, those little gaps of when I'm conscious, like, what's wrong with me? Later on my journey, in the last year, in the last 2 years, it was the question, who am I? Who really deeply am I? And, one of these questions, I had to face, like, what is it that I'm actually running away from? What is it that I need to face? And I've got so pissed off of this running away. I started feeling just not the way I want to feel about myself, because I wanted to feel about myself courageous, a person who has enough of courage to go through the fear and discover what's on the other side. What is the thing that I am up against? And I've decided, okay, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. And I'm gonna sit and face all that stuff. I'm gonna face the devil. I'm gonna face the devil. That were my words internally. And I knew there is no running away from it. And I think I set up my alarm for like 45 minutes, something like that. 50 minutes, I don't remember. I know I finished a little bit earlier than that, but it was definitely somewhere around 35 minutes or 45 minutes, something like that. And I sat down, and my body was just so not up for it. Nope, it started itching, scratching, even shaking me, because I was just sitting down there with myself without trying to change anything, but just observing it. And I just literally, I was facing just false things all the time, false fear. And what I found out is that on the other side of the fear, there is peace and courage. On the other side of that inner turmoil, there is a beautiful, beautiful harmony. And it cannot be, discovered by walking away from that inner turmoil or fear. It can be only discovered by going through that fear. And you don't have to do it gracefully all the time. You don't have to do it, with a class and full makeup on and looking amazing and smelling beautifully all the time. Not at all. It's a dirty business. You're gonna sweat, you're gonna feel horrible. And that's okay and that's fine. So I started coming up against just my own imaginary fears, the stuff that someone else put in my head or I chose to believe in because it was easier to justify my fears. It was easier to justify in the past not taking action towards my dreams or freedom and just come up with these excuses because I'm not good enough, because this is too hard, or because I don't come from a wealthy family, or because I come from, poor and family and all that stuff, because I was in love. And I just came up seeing that story that I kept on repeating myself, and that story started cracking and falling into pieces. And each time I hear this Japanese saying, there is this Japanese story where whenever some kind of vase is going to break or crack, Japanese people were actually using gold the pieces together. So Japanese people were using actually gold to put all these pieces together to recreate that vase or to fix these cracks. So, and these vases were even more beautiful than before they cracked. And each time, every single time I see that somewhere, or Instagram, or wherever I see that on internet, it just always makes my heart bloom, totally bloom, because it reminds me of how much more valuable I am as a being, with all these cracks that they are now filled with gold, with the beautiful, golden light. I've just started, seeing myself, because I started loving myself for who I am, because of the cracks, and despite the cracks, and through the cracks, I am able to see myself in a totally new way, better than ever before. And what I guess I'm trying to say is that the more inner work you do, the more you are filling up these cracks with that gold. And that gold is you putting your time into yourself, instead of doing overtimes in work so you can get, more expensive trainers to flash, to someone else, because that were my old ideas. When you invest your own time, money, energy into yourself, into filling up your own cracks and reshaping and rebuilding yourself into the person deep inside your heart you want to be, that's when things started, to just become absolutely amazing and magical, golden, literally golden. So coming up against yourself, learning what is the thing that holds you back, it literally helps you achieve and become and experience that which you've always wanted to be. And very often we forget about that stuff, we don't talk about that stuff. But when we are on our spiritual journey, we have to face pretty and ugly. We have to face all of it. We have to figure out what is the thing deep inside that we are coming up against, that we've been running away from all this time, and what is exactly my best and most amazing expression of myself that I want to be, that I can be, that I am, that I truly deeply am, if I am just putting my attention on that stuff instead of other things. And you're learning so much more about yourself, but that takes time, that takes energy, that takes your own love towards yourself, and that takes a lot of patience, and a lot of compassion, forgiveness, and using all that stuff towards yourself. So what is in the store on this journey for you? I think I've touched on a little bit already. It just came out. It just could not stay there. I wait for the moment because it's so beautiful. But it is so true. On the other side of the fear, there is courage. On the other side of the pain, there is strength. And on the other side of fear, there is, beautiful grace and happiness. on the other side of inner turmoil and anxiety and any other inner pain, there is a beautiful harmony and peace and balance and so much beauty. The more I'm doing the inner work, and the more I'm letting go, the more I'm releasing, the more I'm letting come. The more recently, the last few weeks, it's been just absolutely out of this world. And the inner work that I've been putting in is unbelievable. And I've been posting less videos because of that inner work, that it has to be done. I have decided I'll be working more on opening my heart. I discovered I have a huge wall around my heart, and it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Not exactly where I would like it to be. I would like that wall to be down, but I cannot just, I'm the one who built up the wall to protect myself. It is a protective mechanism based on the past traumas. So I've started to learning to talk to that wall. I started to talk to my heart through that wall. And I started opening up more and more and more, so I can be to the maximum of use to that divine power, to this world, to whatever I do, so I can give my all. So the more and more and more beauty and truth and love can run through me and can be shared with others, can be given to others. And I absolutely love this journey. That's what I must say. I absolutely love and adore this journey, because there is absolutely no getting bored. 5-6 years ago, I thought my life is over because I'm not gonna drink, because I'm deciding alcohol has no more place in my life, no more drugs, alcohol, and doing that stuff. And I thought my life is over because that's what I'm gonna miss out. And my life literally started with my spiritual journey. All before was pain and suffering that now I am learning from. I learned very, very little amount of that back in the day. Now I'm learning from it as much as I can. And people say that the key to your future is in the past. And that's exactly what I mean. I learn from my past today, from the stuff that I've done. And I learn from it as much as I can still. So when I started working recently so much more in a so much deeper way on opening my heart in the way I've never opened it before, let's maybe call it going back into my really, really childhood years, when before I was 5, when my heart was so open and I was, the most happy baby you could ever see in the whole life. That's where I'm going back to with my heart. Of course, that wall is built out of something. So it isn't built up from, I don't know, just the brick or just from the concrete. It is built up from trauma. It is built up from negativity. It is built up from lots and lots and lots of negative thoughts and feelings and emotions and obsessiveness and addictions and all the addiction to guilt and shame and all that stuff. So what's been happening? I've been going through a very ugly stage when I'm faced, some kind of emotion faces me, and instead of automatically distracting myself by turning on another audiobook or calling a person or being so busy and wrapped up in others people's issues and helping them out, I've decided, no, I'm putting everything on the side as much as that is possible, of course. And I am facing that situation. Okay, I am facing these feelings and emotions, and I'm absolutely open. And I'm letting myself feeling that. I'm letting myself entirely feel it. And I'm letting myself go through all these stages. And I'm sweating and I'm shaking and I'm scared and terrified of these thoughts. But I'm not buying into them anymore. I am not a passenger on that ship. I'm only watching that ship to pass by, and eventually it shifts. I am focusing on my heart. I'm seeing and feeling these emotions, and I'm letting them intensify, and I'm letting them turn and shift into something bigger and worse. And then they shift and they ease off, and they change into something different. And then it comes a beautiful peace. A beautiful, beautiful peace. beautiful peace. And then I can have a choice, because it's releasing. I can have a choice to release it, entirely, and then fill in with a something totally different. For example, lots and lots of self-love, lots and lots of acknowledgement and self-acknowledgement. Oh my goodness, I've done something amazing. I just sat down for 23 minutes with that horrible thing that I've been running away from for 10 years. Just this feeling, just a feeling. And it's funny because feelings are things, right? Feelings can turn into reality. So the more I was resisting it, the more I was running away, the more it has a power over me. And these feelings were, for example, I don't know, the feelings about a person from the past, and I needed to forgive myself. The memories from the childhood. Yesterday I was crying out that, oh, I was 5 or 6 year old. It just came to me. And instead of again running away from that memory, I dove deeper into it, not to bask it and have a bath in the pain, but to be able to watch it and see it. What is it that I need to do over here? And I just simply had to take care of that inner child. And I absolutely love the experience because it was so healing. I cried my eyes out entirely, and my normal reaction is, nope, Eliza doesn't cry. Eliza doesn't cry. Not anymore. It's time to let it go. And that's what's happened. So what is it in the store for you on this journey? Lots of inner work and lots of rewards, lots of beauty and magic, and lots of letting go of that old stuff, that stuff that makes us heavy, that stuff that makes our back bend with age, literally, that stuff that makes our face pick up a not pleasant shape through the time. No amount of positive thinking is gonna make your face look really unpleasant. Not the positive thinking, the negative stuff. And of course, everything is a journey. We all have our own things we have to overcome and go through, our own pain to welcome, feel it and release it, our own stuff to overcome in a different maybe ways, in a different orders, but we all have that stuff to go through, and we all in the same time have the huge amount of peace and joy and happiness. And you will start learning as well about your own heart desires. What is the thing that you really, really, really want? What is the thing that you always wanted? Is deep within your heart. You're maybe even afraid to admit it to yourself or out loud to anyone. And I'll be talking about that very soon. So stay tuned. And if anything I'm talking about here is your jam, please let me know in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe to not miss out on another part. And I would like to touch on as well of what is the thing that is going to be trying to hold you back. And this is exactly what I mentioned earlier as well, and in previous episode, all that your own stuff, because all these habits we've been practicing for 15, 20, 30, 50 years, and have been doing that on autopilot. So the second you becoming conscious, let's say you are pinching yourself, you are standing washing the dishes, you are pinching yourself, where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? I'm washing dishes. I am here and now, instead of in your thoughts, absolutely lost in your mind. When you become truly present, you are here and now, you are able to stop that automatic program. You are able to watch that program running in your head, telling you, no, now you have to plan it out the next day. Oh no, now you have to feel guilty because you've never been perfect today, this morning, and you were late 1.5 minutes and da. So instead of doing that, you're becoming conscious, you're becoming present, and then you are able to observe that program and remember, I am not that program. I am not my mind, no matter how much you used to think and believe that that's the way it is. So you're gonna be coming up against a lot of unconsciousness, because that's like a computer program that we've been running on for a very long time. But when something significant happens in your life and you come to that moment of enough is enough, and you become absolutely conscious that I've been misplacing my feelings, my emotions, the way I think, the way I behave, the way I talk, the way I judge everyone and everything, the way I judge and criticize myself, and you know, and all that stuff that I keep as a secret deep inside, how shitty I feel about myself and my life and all that stuff. When you are starting to discover that stuff, when you're starting to be aware of it, that's where you can decide, you know, I am not doing that. When you're coming up in that moment in your life, when you're noticing that, you're gonna have to come up with a plan. Okay, I have to write down the stuff that leads these thoughts, these actions, these emotions, that they lead to keep on recreating that same life. Because when you wake up and you keep on doing the same things in the same way as you done the day before, you cannot expect that all of a sudden your life is gonna change. That all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I'm gonna meet a, you know, Princess Charming today. Today is my day, and my boss is gonna give me a promotion because I've been there for 15 years and I didn't left them even if they treat me bad, and I'm gonna get my new suit and blah blah blah. Nothing changes if nothing changes, and as sad as it is true. But it doesn't have to be sad. It can be beautiful, because we know that everything starts internally. Everything, absolutely everything. I would not connect with these amazing, gorgeous, and beautiful people that I'm connected to right now in my life if I wouldn't first start that inner work, if I wouldn't first open up, reach out, you know, ask for help, you know, done my homework with myself. And that's the stuff that though this little stuff, it's not just the big stuff. I think the little stuff makes the most, because we can actually be in a really good mode of survival, or being a hero in the worst case scenario, but it's all about that little stuff. Someone drives in the front of you 20 miles lower than the speed limit, and or 10 miles slower, you know, per hour, that you would like to go through, and you are 2 minutes late already. You know, someone in the front of you, you know, picks up, you know, in the shop the last package of grapes, you know, that you wanted to get so much, and stuff like that. You know, that's the moments of just releasing and surrendering. And that's a daily work that we all do. And you know, like my vibration at the moment is higher than ever before. I'm extremely grateful for all the inner work I've done, all the willingness that I've been given from that higher power to keep on going forward, keep on doing the work, keep on finding the balance, keep on letting go, and keep on, you know, doing that stuff, and knowing when to not do it, when to let it go, when to turn into and just watch silly comedy, you know, to not overdo, because that's possible as well, at least for a type like me. And so my vibration recently is higher than ever been before. And I've been putting a lot of inner work and overcoming that inner stuff on a new level, much deeper level than ever before. And I'm extremely grateful for the tools I've been given, you know, for the help I have received. And it's like so clear for me that I have received so much. This is unbelievable. And I'm not talking just someone coming up and giving me stuff. I'm talking about like the videos I watched on YouTube. My God, how much they shift my life on these many different stages of my life. Watching, I don't know, Louise Hay, or someone just basically overcoming their fear. Something, you know, that just kept me going. The help that I received, you know, face to face on the calls, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And it's so clear for me that the huge amount I received, it just enabled me to keep on filling myself up, keep on filling that cup through that conscious connection with that higher power, through giving. And I just like I went for a lovely, quick, brisk, cold, amazing walk in nature after work, and it was already there within me. I just had to take few really deep fresh breaths, and it was already there within me, like written in capital letters. It is time of giving. It is time of giving. I've taken and I've gotten so much. It is time of giving. So you will hear so much more from me in near time coming, unless more and more of that work needs to be done. And working through doing that inner work and giving here on this channel, it's only one way that I'm giving. There is so many other ways that we all give. Even if you're doing just inner work on yourself, you are already impacting the vibration of the planet. You are already impacting anyone who is around you without even saying a word, because your vibration goes up, because you are overcoming your old stuff, because you internally becoming more at peace. So more peaceful energy comes out of you, whether you want it or not. And please don't feel like you're not giving something or anything. Any type of inner work you do, it's impacting drastically everyone around you and the whole planet itself. So guys, keep on going, keep on exploring, keep on stay awesome, stay amazing, and just keep on going forward. And if you have any questions or anything you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. I would like to acknowledge you for being awesome, for listening till the end. And I would like to just tell you that life in safety in a comfort zone is no life. It's just slowly dying from inside out, because we are wired for love. We are wired for connection. We are wired for that deeply rooted connection. When you connect with someone you don't have to even know, but you can talk about your deepest stuff and feel understood and feel you are not alone, because you are not. We're all connected, but we do really have to make an effort as well. In today's world, when there's so many barriers, we are constantly separated one from another through these four walls or cubicles or wherever you are. We got to make an effort to connect one with another, but it's so worth it. It's so beautiful, and it's all learning, and it's all absolutely amazing. As hard and tough it has been for me the last few weeks and months, I am just becoming more and more happy. I'm just becoming more and more happy with what it is. And I'm not winning a lottery. My wage, it doesn't change, but the stuff, it's all about the internal stuff. I am just so much more in love with that journey and life. And don't get me wrong, I have my bad days. Oh my goodness. And when I'm on these days or these moments or these hours, it's just don't come near me. And that's okay, and that's fine, and I'm learning through that as well, and we're not just spiritual beings, we're human beings as well. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm gonna wish you absolutely all the best, and I'm so looking forward to hear back from you in the comment section. I'm gonna finish over here, and I'm gonna wish you absolutely all the best. Bye bye.